Hello, 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 and welcome to another thrilling episode of Prog Review. And today we're talking about Porcupine Tree in Absentia Deluxe Edition. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I don't know. You know how this is going to go, don't you? If you follow these, things, you know where we're going with this. Yeah, I remember back in the day when In Absentia came out. Because I'm talking about this deluxe edition that's gone. You've seen the unboxing. I may intercut the unboxing into this because it's better than looking at my bleeding ugly mug, isn't it? So anyway, this new set came out. I don't have it. It's back at Amazon at the moment because we'll get to that. So yeah, In Absentia is the album, 7th studio album from Porcupine Tree. You'd think they'd have got it right by then. Oh, I'm so mean. I'm such a bitch. And I'd heard some of their stuff beforehand. I think it was Stupid Dream and Light Bulb Sun. I remember hearing it, and it was all right. I wasn't particularly impressed with it. But it didn't offend me. At that point, my sensibilities weren't offended, and I was aware of Wilson and, of course, No Man. Again, another one that everyone raved about. I didn't get it. I don't get it, and I don't get the fascination with the guy that sings in No Man. Runs Burning Shed. Funny that. Everyone raves about his stuff. I don't get it. Just don't get it. And then 2002 happened, and I remember I started. It was the following year, 2003, because I'd heard it. As you do, you hear things, because people were raving, and then I was running this forum, and people were really raving about it, and I thought I'll give it another go. And I just didn't get it, and I used to listen to it a lot. It was back in the day when I used to walk Alex, and those walks used to be a bit slower because he wasn't a fast walker, so I used to listen to a lot of music and on the headphones, and this is one of them, so I kind of know it. I feel a bit guilty for saying that. I know this one quite well, and I was like, I just don't get it. I don't get the appeal of it, and it was from this point that my utter incredulity at the rise of Stephen Wilson began. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fine producer and there's a good set of ears on him, and again he did some mixing work, /production for Marillion. I think it was it Anarachnophobia, one of those albums. And he did a couple of tracks for them, so that was good. But I got this record and I thought, why is everybody raving about it? And it didn't sell. It was, I think, Deadwind, like the one following, actually charted. But you got to remember, by 2005, record sales were starting their massive decline. But that was the one that kind of did well. Again, another album I didn't get. I like The Incident, though. The one that the fans don't like. See, so that's where I'm coming from. The music here, I find it a bit by numbers. It's predictable. It feels like stuff you've heard before. And that's what I get from a lot of Wilson's music. I just feel like he's a magpie, borrowing from other people. And that there's an illusion of musicality going on, and because I'm not seeing it or feeling it, I just feel this very homogeneous, vacuum-packed, soulless music, and the same goes with the lyrics. I don't, the lyrical content isn't much. I mean, the opening track, Blackest Lies, is about, it's about somebody who likes to see his girlfriend cry. I was writing lyrics like that back in '92, but nobody cares about me. So yeah, lyrically, these aren't some great, works that can speak to the common man. These are, again, written through the haze and fug of Britain's worst serial killers. But you'd be better off listening to Cunt and the Gang. So yeah, I mean, again, that's his shtick, and that's why I think The Incident's the better album, because, you know, it is the darker side of humanity, it is the more macabre, and that's where, you know, I think it works. Same with Storm Corrosion, you've got that kind of weird folk thing going on, and I thought it worked a bit better, but here, I didn't like it. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. I really tried to like it because a lot of people were talking about it, and I thought I was being left out, I thought I was being left behind. Oh, Darren, your ears are on wrong. You know, so I do try. I do try. So anyway, we get this reissue going. I thought, oh, we can revisit it. It'll get some views. Let's get some clicks, because I like the clicks. You know, let's get some clicks going on. And what we have in the set is, it's the album. We get a set of like stuff that didn't make it, offcuts, and then you get a CD of studio demos, and then the real pièce de résistance, the reason you're turning up, is for the Blu-ray. However, there's a caveat with that. There's also this big book, and you've seen the book because I've intercut it into this, which is all right, but you really got to like the art. You've really got to be into the culture of Porcupine Tree and the artwork of Lasso and Carl Glover. It was Carl Glover that did some of those knockoffs of Presents and not Lasso. I got it wrong in my unboxing, but I don't think anyone noticed. It was only when I, you know, because I did it through the lens, you see. I'm just riffing. Oh, the sun's gone in, I've gone a completely different colour. Now I can let some more light in. It's funny, isn't it? Funny, this camera it goes all far. I went all dark then, didn't I? It went all dark. Now we're all light. And then that cloud, there's a big grey cloud, and when that moves, I'll be washed out. But it doesn't matter, because I'll just shut the curtains and you won't even notice it. So anyway, for me, the draw was the Blu-ray, because there's a documentary. It's like nearly 2 hour documentary of material. 2 hours, not 2.5. I nearly said 2.5. It's 2 hours. I know it's 1 hour 55. It felt like 2.5 hours, and that's why I thought, oh, I'll enjoy that, because it's the making of. And yeah, everyone talks about the making of the record, and you know where it all comes from, and how it's done in New York, and that was interesting. I like that. Even if I don't necessarily like an album, I'm very interested in the creative process and where it came from. You get the surround sound mix, but it's the old one from 2003, I think it is. So that's a bit, but, and here's the big but, all the bonus tracks are, you know, the extra material are not on the Blu-ray, or maybe they are, but the menu's been authored wrong, and so you can't have access to them. So that is a big boo-boo immediately off the fly. So anyway, talking about the extra cuts, the tracks that didn't make it. Oh, let me just pull up my list, because there's a lot of songs here. You have like Clap's intro, Drown With Me, Orchidea, Chloroform, Futile, it's a one. Meantime, Blackest Eyes radio edit, Trains radio edit, Strip the Soul video edit. It's about 39 minutes of extra stuff. Again, some are radio edits, so is it worth the £70 asking price? Does it bring anything extra to the table? You've got to be a real big fan, you know, to like that stuff. It's more of the same. What I found interesting was the demo disc, the disc of demos for the album. So you get Drown With Me, Trains, Imogen Slaughter, Watching You Sleep, Creators of Moss Tape, Heart Attack and a Labour, Strip the Soul, Sound of Music, Gravity Eyelids, which is one of my favourite tracks from the record, Enough, Wedding Nails, and Blackest Eyes. The demos are really interesting because it shows you, well, it's a bit like Pete Townshend's demos. He does very clean, almost finished demos, and it's the same here. These demos could have been released. You know, I think they're you know, it's hard to distinguish the demo from the final part. So, you know, somebody who's interested in these things, that was a big bonus. But again, does it warrant 70 quid of your money? So, because a lot of the stuff is missing off the Blu-ray, which is the thing. Documentary is good, by the way. Very interesting. Found it fascinating. Very funny. I enjoyed that afternoon, but again, was it worth the 70 quid? You know, no. See where we're going with this, can't you? You know, it's a very, I mean, it's the ultimate version, and once they send out the replacement discs, fair do. But I'm going to say it because I'm going to point to them. There, you see those, the Jethro Tull reissues. That's how it's done, and they ain't 70 quid. They might be on the second-hand market, but they were all around. Well, they were. You could get them between 15 to 30 quid. You know, at various times. You know, various offers and whatnot, and you still get similar amount of extra material, more to read too. So that's how it's done, and I'll always use those as the judging. You know, that's the rule, the meter rule that we'll be using to judge these other reissues. So you've got to really love Porcupine Tree. You've got to really love to pony up the money for this, and it's a real shame. I think it's a real shame that Wilson didn't, because Wilson's obsessed with packaging and all the frippery that goes with it. And that's great, but for many of us, you look at the book, you put it down, It's not like those, because those you can read, because they're like books, proper books, books with words and pictures in. So it always comes back to the price point, and I think the price point's far too high. If it had been 40 quid, fair deal, I'd let it slide. And the fact that it is 70 quid and the authoring error went out, doesn't anybody check this stuff? Isn't there any quality control out there? It seems that people don't, just don't take the care of that final step, and it's ridiculous. Look, send up the bloody discs to me. I'll do it. I'll do it for a nominal fee. I'll be your quality checker. It's just ridiculous. This is why I got in trouble with that other band, I think, because I used to point out their problems, but not allowed to talk about them. I think the content's interesting. This is the thing. I think the content's interesting and quite good, but the price point will always be the killer. If you love this album, you will love this collection, but you've got to have deep pockets. You've got to like it. Hopefully, maybe there'll be a reduction. If you go to Amazon, you might be able to get my copy in the bargain bin section, in the return section, for maybe a little bit cheaper. I don't know. You never know. That's just a suggestion, mind. But again, as a collection, good. Price completely ruins it because I don't think it warrants £70. I think he's taking a piss, and that is a great shame, because I think there's a lot of people out there that enjoy this who aren't necessarily going to have the chance. And now like I said, the cloud moved and you can't see me, and now you can see me again. Oh god, as a rating, this is going to be a tricky one, because I really want to poo-poo it. I really want to poo-poo it and say 1, but that's not fair, because I think, as a collection, price point is the biggest. So how do I mark it? Shall I just go for like 3? Okay, I'm going to go for 3. I'm going to go for 3 gravity eyelids out of 5. That's 3 gravity eyelids out of 5, because I think it is if you like the album, you're going to love it. Again, the documentary alone is worth picking it up. But 70 quid, really, Steve? Really? You don't need it that much, dude. You don't need the money that much. Do a reduced version. Do a CD and a DVD version with the content, for 20. Fly off the shelves, it would. In one of those little case-bound ones, you could put some of the artwork in as well. It'd fly off the shelves, mate. I think you shot yourself in the foot. Of course, there will be people that buy it. So there you go. But I mean, as the album annoys me. The album really annoys me. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's good, because it annoys. It does provoke a reaction. But I do find his stuff cynical, very planned. I get the feeling, because he's a smart guy, he's smarter than I am, and I think that a lot of what he does is it's very methodical and very cynical and very planned, and it's to touch certain points. I don't feel like it's organic or natural. I think it's he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's why I like The Instant, because there the concept works. It all settles. Whereas the next album, not the next one, Fear of a Blank Planet, I think completely doesn't work, because he misunderstands what modern culture is, and he's almost like Daily Mail in it. That's for the next review, if there is ever a next review of Porcupine Tree. But anyway, there you go. I've tried to explain, and there'll be people in the comments that will tell me I'm wrong, and I am wrong, and I'm right, and I'm wrong, and you're wrong and right at the same time, because that's the beauty of having an opinion. But try and understand where I'm coming from. And if you are going to leave a comment, a critical comment, please don't insult me, because I will delete the comment and block you. That's how it goes. Okay? If you can't take it on the chin, you know, that I don't like your favourite album, that's more to do with you than it is to do with me. Okay? I think I've been fair. But again, if you do see this for, I don't know, 40 quid, well worth it. But beyond that, they're taking the piss. A lot of these rock stars at the moment just like taking the piss. But Stephen Wilson has a master plan, doesn't he? Just anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Darren Locke. This is Porcupine Trees in Absentia Deluxe Edition. It's not quite the anniversary. If you'd have left it a couple of years, it could have been the 105th anniversary edition or whatever it would have been. Anyway, thank you for watching. There's only more thing left to say, and that is a Prog on!